For much of history, women's voices were largely absent from the media. This absence wasn't just a coincidence but a reflection of the broader societal norms and gender biases that existed at the time. Traditional media, including newspapers, radio, and television, were dominated by men. Men held the majority of the influential positions, from editors to broadcasters, shaping the narratives and perspectives that were shared with the public. Women were often relegated to roles behind the scenes, their talents and perspectives largely ignored. Even when women did contribute, their work was often undervalued and unrecognized, limiting their impact on the media landscape. This exclusion reflected the broader societal norms of the time, where women's roles were often confined to the domestic sphere. Women were expected to focus on homemaking and child-rearing rather than pursuing careers in media or other public domains. The lack of female representation in media had significant consequences, shaping public opinion and perpetuating harmful stereotypes. Media portrayals often reinforced the idea that women were less capable or less important than men. Early media often portrayed women in limited and stereotypical roles, such as housewives or objects of male desire. These portrayals were not only limiting but also damaging, as they restricted the public's perception of what women could achieve. These portrayals reinforced traditional gender roles and limited opportunities for women in all aspects of society. The media's influence was powerful, and its messages had a lasting impact on societal expectations and norms. The absence of diverse female voices meant that the stories, experiences, and perspectives of half the population were largely missing from public discourse. This lack of representation not only silenced women, but also deprived society of a richer, more nuanced understanding of the world. This lack of representation contributed to a distorted and incomplete understanding of the world. It is only by recognizing and addressing these historical exclusions that we can move towards a more inclusive and equitable media landscape. Despite the many challenges they faced, women began to enter the media industry in greater numbers in the mid-20th century. This period marked the beginning of a slow but steady transformation in the media landscape, as women sought to carve out a space for themselves in a field that had long been dominated by men. This was a time of significant social and political change, with the women's rights movement gaining momentum. The 1960s and 1970s were particularly pivotal, as women across the globe rallied for equal rights, demanding an end to systemic discrimination and inequality. Women were challenging traditional gender roles and demanding equal opportunities in all spheres of life, including media. They organized protests, wrote articles, and used every platform available to voice their demands for equality and representation. However, progress was slow and often met with resistance. Many in the industry were reluctant to change, clinging to outdated notions of gender roles and the belief that women were not suited for serious journalism or leadership positions. Women who dared to enter the male-dominated world of media faced significant obstacles. They had to prove themselves constantly, often working twice as hard as their male counterparts, to gain the same level of recognition and respect. They encountered discrimination, limited opportunities for advancement, and lower pay than their male counterparts. The gender pay gap was a stark reminder of the systemic inequalities that persisted within the industry. Many were pigeonholed into roles deemed appropriate for women, such as covering fashion, lifestyle, or women's issues. These assignments were often seen as less important and less prestigious than hard news or political reporting. Breaking into newsrooms, directing films, or hosting primetime shows remained a formidable challenge. Women had to navigate a landscape rife with sexism and bias, where their contributions were frequently undervalued or overlooked. Despite these obstacles, women persevered, their determination fueled by a desire to make their voices heard and to change the way women were represented in media. They knew that their presence and perspectives were crucial for a more balanced and inclusive portrayal of society. They formed their own networks and organizations, supporting each other and advocating for greater opportunities. These support systems were vital in helping women navigate the challenges they faced and in pushing for systemic change within the industry. Their efforts gradually chipped away at the barriers, paving the way for future generations of women in media. Today, we see the fruits of their labor in the increasing number of women in leadership roles as journalists, editors, directors, and producers, continuing the fight for equality and representation. The late 20th century witnessed significant milestones for women in media. It was a time of transformation and progress, as women began to break through the barriers that had long kept them on the sidelines. Barbara Walters broke barriers in 1974 when she became the first female co-anchor of a network evening news program. Her presence on the screen was not just a personal achievement, but a beacon of possibility for countless women watching at home. This was a pivotal moment, signaling a shift in the industry and opening doors for other women to follow in her footsteps. It marked the beginning of a new era where women could envision themselves in roles of influence and authority within the media landscape. Oprah Winfrey's rise to media mogul status demonstrated the power and influence women could wield in a male-dominated field. Her success story was a testament to resilience, talent, and the ability to connect with audiences on a profound level. As women gained more prominent roles, they began to reshape the media landscape. They brought new ideas, innovative storytelling techniques, and a commitment to diversity and inclusion that had been sorely lacking. They brought fresh perspectives, challenged traditional narratives, and gave voice to underrepresented communities. Their contributions enriched the media, making it more reflective of the world we live in. Female journalists, filmmakers, and producers tackled important social issues, shedding light on injustices and inspiring change. Their work not only informed the public but also sparked conversations and movements that led to real-world impact. The increasing visibility of women in media also provided young girls with positive role models, demonstrating that they too could aspire to careers in this field. It showed them that their dreams were valid and achievable, paving the way for the next generation of women leaders in media. The impact of women in media extends far beyond the industry itself. By sharing their stories, perspectives, and experiences, women in media have helped to shape public opinion and influence social change. They have raised awareness about important issues, challenged stereotypes, and promoted greater understanding and empathy. Their work has contributed to a more inclusive and equitable society. Female journalists have played a crucial role in investigative reporting, uncovering corruption, exposing injustice, and holding the powerful accountable. Their work has led to policy changes, increased awareness of social problems, and greater transparency. Women filmmakers and television producers have created compelling and thought-provoking content that challenges societal norms and sparks important conversations. Section 5. The rise of digital platforms, new avenues for female voices. The rise of digital platforms in the 21st century has created unprecedented opportunities for women in media. Social media, blogging, and online publishing have provided women with accessible and affordable platforms to share their voices, build audiences, and bypass traditional gatekeepers. This has led to an explosion of diverse female voices in the media landscape. Women have embraced these new platforms with enthusiasm, using them to share their stories, connect with audiences, and build communities. Female bloggers have become influential voices in fashion, beauty, parenting, and lifestyle. Women journalists have used social media to report on breaking news, share their perspectives, and engage in direct dialogue with their audiences. Section 6. Trailblazers and role models, inspiring figures in media. Throughout history, numerous women have broken barriers and paved the way for future generations in media. These trailblazers and role models continue to inspire and empower women around the world. Their stories demonstrate the power of perseverance, talent, and a commitment to making a difference. Oprah Winfrey's journey from talk show host to media mogul is a testament to the power of storytelling and connecting with audiences on a personal level. Barbara Walters' groundbreaking career as a journalist challenged gender norms and opened doors for women in newsrooms. Christiane Amanpour's fearless reporting from conflict zones has set a high bar for journalistic integrity and courage. Shonda Rhimes' success as a television producer and screenwriter demonstrates the power of diverse voices and representation in entertainment. Section 7. The current landscape towards greater representation and influence. The media landscape today is more diverse and inclusive than ever before, but there is still work to be done to achieve true equality. Women continue to face challenges in terms of representation, pay equity, and opportunities for advancement. However, there is also a growing awareness of these issues and a commitment to addressing them. Many media organizations are actively working to increase diversity in their newsrooms, writers' rooms, and leadership positions. Initiatives focused on mentorship, leadership training, and creating inclusive work environments are helping to create more opportunities for women in media. Section 8. Challenges and Opportunities. Navigating the evolving media landscape. The media industry is constantly evolving, presenting both challenges and opportunities for women. The rise of social media, the decline of traditional media outlets, and the increasing importance of digital literacy are just some of the factors shaping the current landscape. Women in media must navigate these changes while also continuing to advocate for greater representation, equality, and opportunities. This includes addressing issues such as online harassment, the gender pay gap, and the lack of diversity in leadership positions. Section 9. A Future Forged by Diverse Voices. Continuing the journey towards equality. The future of media depends on the inclusion and amplification of diverse voices, including those of women. As we move forward, it is essential to continue challenging stereotypes, promoting equality, and ensuring that women have an equal seat at the table. By embracing diversity in all its forms, we can create a media landscape that reflects the richness and complexity of our world. A media landscape where all voices are heard, valued, and respected. A media landscape that informs, inspires, and empowers.